Hey guys, welcome back to the coreross channel. So I've had half a day at Gamescom and I've come back to the hotel to record this. So I've actually been able to play the new content on the show floor. So this is the public demo that you can queue up to and play. So everyone's going to be able to do it. So let's start with the bad news first. I've got back to the hotel and found out that the DLC has been delayed by a week. So instead of coming out on the 29th, it's now going to come out on September 5th. So this sucks. So of course that's when everyone gets the new map on all platforms, and the season pass holders get access to the new operators, and the new operators will then be locked for another 7 days after that for non-season pass holders. So yeah, that sucks. I guess it means I'm getting my exclusive footage 2 weeks before though, so maybe that's cool, I don't know. Let's go for other good and bad news. So this depends if you're a Jaeger and Bandit main. So the demo you can do at Gamescom, you can play as a 5v5, and it's the first team to 2 victories, so 2 rounds won, and that's the demo over. So it's very quick, especially if obviously one team wins both rounds in a row. Now, I did one game where I specifically went Jaeger and Bandit, and their ACOG was gone. So it wasn't on any of the selection screens for those characters. So yeah, seems to be that leak was correct, and that is indeed the case with Jaeger and Bandit. No ACOG at all. Now it's possible we're using a different build of the game, that things can still change, but we have to assume if it's off in that, it's probably going to be off in the full game. Now, let's talk gameplay. First of all, let's talk about the weapons on all these characters. So Ela does indeed have a Scorpion. It's really good, high rate of fire. I feel like it's better than the Vector. It just feels a bit more controllable, and out of all the weapons I got killed by, the Scorpion was the one I got killed the most by. But let's talk about Ying. So first of all, had to give her a go. She was the first character I actually played, and I grabbed her 612 shotgun to begin with, and I got 3 kills in the first round, and it was just amazing. So I needed to get into the objective. There's one wall I needed to go through, and I managed to just blast a massive hole in it with just a few rounds from the 612. So it felt really good. And then I managed to take out a bunch of bad guys in there with her gadget afterwards, which was really good. Now, her LMG is also extraordinarily good. So I would actually call this thing an assault rifle with a really big magazine. It's accurate, it seems like it does a lot of damage, and it just feels better than any LMG I've used in the game. So I'm actually kind of excited about using that, even though the 612 is definitely right now my preferred weapon. And then Legion, I used this SMG quite a lot. Felt really good. It felt like definitely better than MPX, and really enjoyed it. Now, let's actually move on to gadgets. So again, I played Ying first. So that meant I tried out her cluster flash charge. I can't remember the actual gadget name, but that thing's good. So first thing you do is you can just press the button once and just throw it. It'll have the shortest timer on it, or you can hold down the button and you get 3 different options. So if you hold it down for long enough, you get to the third option, which takes the longest time to detonate. And you can throw it and it rolls across the ground. I was even able to throw it onto a wall, bounce it round, and then it continued to roll. So this thing should be used quite tactically. Now the actual flashes that come out of this device do seem to get hit by Jaeger's active defense systems, but because it's got multiple of these flashes coming out, it's still freaking awesome. And you can also place this thing on a door and it'll punch those into the room. Not sure if you can do that on castles or walls or anything. Gonna definitely go back and try that out, but it seemed to be a really effective gadget. Now, I also deliberately stood close to my own flashes and I didn't get affected. Now, I don't know if that's because they have quite a limited range, or maybe I just wasn't close enough, or maybe she's immune to flashes, I don't know. So that was kind of cool. Now, Ela, yeah, these things are quite good. The bad thing was that I wasn't able to actually find one when I was an attacker to run over it. So I can't tell you what the actual effect, if it's like Echo's gadget or something else, maybe a different effect. But yeah, I wasn't able to give that a go, unfortunately. They're quite easy to spot too. They're rather large, but we'll see how that goes when I actually get to do the recording gameplay tomorrow, and that's going to be structured, so we'll actually be able to test things. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, Legion, he is definitely got the best gadget out of all of them. So this thing is crazy. So this thing properly goes invisible. And I mean properly. Like, this thing is almost impossible to see, if not impossible to see. And the cap also goes invisible. So that bit that pops off, it just vanishes. And this thing is mental. Not only that, he's got a lot of them, because you throw one out right at the start of the round, and then you've got like a 20-second cooldown. Then you can put another one out. Another 20-second cooldown, throw another one out. So these things are like, you know, if you're on casual and taking your time, you might enter the goddamn objective and there'd be like freaking 10 of them in there for all I know. I don't know if there's a limit on how many you can get. But these things are going to be absolutely crazy and casual. And certainly you could get quite a few off in ranked, especially if you're up against a kind of relatively slow team. So, you know, if they're making a rush right at the end of the game, these things are going to be amazing. And the effect from it, so if you stand on it, it basically fires needles right up into your balls. And it's kind of weird. So it does do a little bit of damage. I wouldn't say it's particularly much. And it also makes your screen go green, and your head's wobbling kind of side to side. So it does do a little bit, but you can clearly see everything. So it won't stop you easily defending yourself for sure. But it doesn't last long, the actual effect. So it's not much of an effect. Although certainly it's a hindrance, it slows you down, it hurts you, and it gives you this green effect over your face. But I would say that it's more of a scary thing than anything, because this thing just literally goes pop underneath you, and that is actually scary. Like, I had a Blackbeard in front of me at one point. He walked over one, and that thing detonated. It was like, fuck, and everyone kind of took cover. You know, it was kind of like, wow, we weren't expecting that, just that sudden explosion. So for sure, Legion's gadget, I think, is by far the best. But Ying's one with the flashes also right up there. And Ella maybe the weakest. We'll have to actually see what the effect is, because that was the one thing I couldn't see. Now, it could be that Ella actually has a really good gadget. Maybe it does do a really good effect, maybe even better than Echo's. But we'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow I'll be getting that gameplay, although I won't be able to tell you anything about that gameplay, unfortunately, until I release it. But yeah, it's exciting. The other small things I can definitely say is that all three operators are on the main menu. So they're actually all on there, not just the Hong Kong operators. So everyone's there. And they look pretty damn cool. So Legion actually has scars on his face, which I don't remember seeing in the promo pics, but maybe they did have it, I don't know. So I think that's about it. I think that overall, I'm most excited for Ying and Legion after playing them, because they've got a great weapon combos, they've got great gadgets, and I think they're actually going to be really useful. Ella is definitely, though, going to be good. She's fast, she's got a really good gun. I didn't use her shotgun, but I expect it's probably going to be pretty good. And overall, I'm looking forward to this a lot. And I'm actually totally up with Jaeger and Bandit losing their ACOGs. Not for spawn camping, I think it just brings them down a peg. They were a bit too overpowered, I think, compared to the slower operators, so I think that's actually going to be a really good thing. So anyway, guys, that is the news from my first ever Gamescom, and it's been exciting. So tomorrow I'll actually get my proper gameplay done and actually record it. That I will not be able to tell you anything about when I find anything in that, so that'll be interesting. And as far as I know, the embargo date is still the same as it was, even though the DLC has been delayed. So that the gameplay will still be coming at the same time, although I can't tell you when that is. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Tell me what you think of all these changes. Like, are you crying over the Jaeger and Bandit no ACOG? Are you totally pissed off about the delay? You know, we just had Operation Health, now we have another delay. And tell me what you think about the gadgets and weapons, because I do actually think I'm getting really excited about this. After playing them, there's actually, I think they're good. Like, they're, to begin with, I kind of got, yeah, it's a bit crappy gadgets and all that, but actually, they look amazing. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.